Good morning. It is September 2nd, 2024. It is 8:53 a.m. It's Labor Day. Sorry, I'm shaking, and so I am trying to ask God for some peace for a second because He's taking me pretty deep this morning, and I cannot believe that I'm on camera, and I cannot believe that I am even going to probably say the things that I'm going to say, and they're going to come out of my mouth, and this is going to be absolutely awkward, and I need everybody to understand. I mean awkward. And I said that I would keep going in this, and I said, no matter what it looked like, just hold me together, God, hold me together through this, because otherwise I don't know how to explain it to them. This is raw. And this is real. This is vulnerable. This is a weakness. This is crazy. This is a miracle. This is an awe. I don't know yet. But I'm in an awe moment, and I want to share my awe moments with you all. And a humbleness that I don't understand. And if you're just now coming on and you've never met me before, my name is Angela Taylor, and I've journaled my entire testimony for over a year. I started doing it on Facebook, and from there, nobody was really listening. Nobody was really getting it. Everybody was thinking I was crazy. Everybody was doing, and I just kept going, and I've kept telling my story, and I've kept doing this, and I've kept trying at this, and I kept going, okay, God, where are we going? What are we doing? And I questioned everything that I was doing with God. Living in isolation, but not living in isolation. And I live in a very small town. But it's small, but it's not small. I don't know how to explain this to people. This is so weird. I journaled wanting to live in an RV life, having no idea what that was going to look like, but I had a way that I wanted it to look like. And it's all unraveling in a way that I never, ever expected it to unravel. But not only to me, but I only have like 147 friends or something like that. And in the year that I've been doing my journey, I've wheat and teared a lot. I've had to block people. People have blocked me. Things have really unraveled, but I really, really never lost people. I gained people throughout my journey. Not a lot, not like a huge following, nothing stupid, nothing, but they're my peeps, and they're the people that I think get me, and they're the people that are understanding, and they're people but they're all so different. And they all have such different walks of life. And their beliefs are all the same. But the way they see God, everybody sees him completely different. of God, and when you get to the root of the Bible, and when you get to the root of the good of God, everybody believes in the same thing. Trust, loyalty, respect, honor, this, that. Everybody's morals and ethics are exactly the same. But how we view that, the perspective in which we see that, the way that we want to go about doing this is not how it's supposed to go. This is really hard to explain, and I do my journey and I try to talk to people on so many different levels for them to understand where they're at in their journey. And it's called dimensions, and I go to a whole bunch of different dimensions, and I see things on a spiritual realm that not many people understand spirituality at. And it's called the 5D. We call it the 5D. But when I try to talk to you, I'm talking to you in what we call 3D, in the present, in the now. I'm talking to you now because I'm human. We're human beings. And biblically, God uses us as a vessel in some way, some form, somehow. It's written. Jesus did it, and he is a guide, and he shows us how to do it. Moses did it. Apostle Paul did it. Peter. They all did this. They all took that leap of faith differently because they allowed God to show himself in their era and their time differently. Every part of the Bible is a guide, and every part of the Bible is a lesson for us. But there are people who don't believe in the New Testament of Jesus because it's too weird. It's too magical. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have power to it. So religion has debunked the New Testament. Holy shiz! I know where this is going. Stick with me, okay, you all? Just stick with me. Focus. Just relax. I know why you're excited. This is really happening. You're manifesting this. Okay. The New Testament has never been pushed, believed in, or had faith that miracles can happen today. Stick with me. Believers, stick with me. Worshipers, stick with me. Pentecostals, stick with me. We're here. Does everybody understand that? We're here. In the Bible, we're here. Revelations is here. This is incredible to me. That I can do this on camera. With no fear. Because that's how much I believe in this. But our prayers and our generations and those that fought before us, we are their answered prayers from the past. But there are those that have gone and are still believing and are still going and are still doing and are still trusting in a process that have been praying us in from the future that we do not yet know and we have not yet seen. I'm shaking because I can explain this on so many levels. But I can push people very quickly spiritually to understand something that they've never seen, but they've heard about, and that they know, but they really have never trusted or believed to a faith and have pushed it to a place that they've never gone before in this way, in this time, in this era, to get so many people to understand what's happening. You're born for such a time as this, y'all. We're born for such a time as this. It is written. It is everything that has happened still has a purpose today, which makes the Bible true and alive today. This is getting fun. This is being childlike. Okay. Listen. This is not witchcraft for bad. What if it's witchcraft for good, the way God intended it to be? But you have to trust him differently and in a way that you never have before, but try to stick biblically in everything that you're saying and everything that you're doing, because that's how everybody knows that it is of God. In a time, in an era that we have never been in and never seen the devil in front of us the way he is showing himself. Wow. This is deep. This is deep. There are still shamans practicing today that have years and have histories of doing this spiritual walk and manifesting and making things happen. That's Moses' time. Moses could take a staff and he could change it into a serpent in that moment because he heard God. And you go, but isn't that witchcraft? I don't know. Is it because it was used for good in the Bible? I don't know how else to explain this to you. Your logical thinking of the Bible is hindering your walk in the belief and your faith of the Bible. This is incredible. What is happening? Wait. What is happening? Something between now and September 17th is supposed to happen because there is an eclipse on September 17th. Well, when I was going into my readings, and I've been listening to a lot of different readings lately, and I said, reading too many readings is not healthy for you. And I said, And they've been talking about this on the internet. And when you go and you research about tarot, why is tarot bad? Why do they think that tarot is witchcraft? Why do they think that tarot is not good? And so I was like, I want to know on that end why it's not good. And in order for me to go into that reading and to figure that out and to do that, I knew that my focus, my thought process through everything that I have been doing has had to have been of God. And in order for me to do that, I live very isolated. I don't watch TV. I don't even turn my TV on. But I do a lot of Facebook. But there are a lot of us who scroll on Facebook. But we all have to live a life, and we all are human, and we all have to work, and we all have to do things. And you are absolutely correct. I know. I struggle. I struggle with a lot of things of being a spiritual life and living a spiritual life, but also having to balance and make money and live life and do the things that you're supposed to do. And I know spiritually something's happening. And I've known that something spiritually is happening, and I've been praying God, and I kept asking God, how do I make this a ministry? How do I show you spiritually and lead spiritually? But my ministry is it needs to do its thing spiritually. And I go, how do you do that? And I go, I don't understand how you balance everything. Because I would rather just be spiritual all day long and share it with you guys and talk about it and just be like, this is happening, that like I have been. But it's weird. And to be able to go spiritually as often as I have